The unmarried Republican presidential candidate doesn't like talking about his new relationship very much. But he is talking about it. In June, as Senator Tim Scott began to get a little momentum in the presidential primary, a video surfaced where the interviewer asked the South Carolina senator about the possibility of becoming the first bachelor president since the 19th century. Senator Scott replied by saying, "He will probably have more time, more energy and more latitude to do the job." And then the senator quickly added that his girlfriend wants to see him when he comes home. The interviewer wasn't sure said girlfriend existed and looked into it. He found a dossier of Scott's known personal relationships. No fingerprints. Scott's romantic endeavors aren't a scandal so much as they are a mystery. Why would Senator Scott go so far to cover up his personal life? At 57, he's never been married and rarely talks about girlfriends past or present. Late last year, as Scott was ramping up his run for president, Jennifer DeCasper, his close friend and campaign manager, was asked about the status of his dating life. She stated it is non-existent. Apparently, Brian Monners, his childhood friend, has never known of any, when asked. Now, Scott was suggesting otherwise. And the timing of that revelation seemed a bit convenient. He has staked so much on his personal story, character and faith. He's running as America's pastor, so to speak, as he courts evangelicals, and I think a lot of folks may wonder about his lack of a family. This stirs up gossip among conservative voters about how an unmarried Republican candidate might be weird about women, or to raise questions about his sexuality within the party's stubbornly homophobic factions. Despite the retrograde assumptions people still like to make about wifeless men of a certain age, there really is nothing to suggest that Scott is anything other than a confirmed bachelor in the most literal sense of the phrase. Voter interest, or lack thereof, in Scott's love life, or lack thereof, might illuminate the politics of marriage, family and masculinity in today's GOP. Donald Trump scrambled the values of the Family Values Party to such a degree that the base kept loving him despite the locker room talk about grabbing women and the allegation, which Trump denies, that he had cheated on his third wife with a porn star. And yet, for all the conventional wisdom that went out the door when Trump walked in, a long-held belief persists that the absence of a wife and kids would make voters uneasy, especially the kind who vote in Republican primaries. There is a legitimate public interest in the partner of any would-be president. A first lady in waiting is typically a close confidant whose values reflect on, and influence, a potential leader of the free world. If Scott and his mystery woman were still in the get-to-know-you phase, voters might feel the right to get to know her, too. Republicans have made defining masculinity a part of their political playbook. This includes promoting some pretty old-school ideas about marriage. What might be salient with Republican voters is not that he isn't a perfect family man. That he might not have the macho womanizing strength of the MAGA God King. When Senator Scott's name was mentioned as a possible vice president to Trump, the head of Conservative Political Action Conference stated, "Trump will not pick a gay vice president."